Hello and welcome to the May edition of IPS News. In this edition, IPS restructure, Sarah Rapson tells us more. The Quick scheme, what it is and who it's for. And the General Register Office, James Hall is appointed Registrar General. Key changes have been proposed to the Glasgow office, which are the first step in a wider restructure of our regional operations. A decision has not yet been made on the future of other regional offices. Executive Director of Operations Sarah Rapson told us more about it.
This is a decision that we have not taken lightly. Any decision that might involve people's futures is something that we take a great deal of care about. But actually we've got to respond to things like changing demand, the fact that the operating model of the future will not look like the business of today in terms of new processes, new technologies, new products. So it's important to start that journey of change. But no decision has finally been made yet because we're in consultation with the union, which we want to do and we are doing. That consultation period finishes beginning of July, and we will aim to keep people as up to date as we possibly can throughout that period in terms of how things are progressing.
The Critical Workers Identity Card Scheme, or QUIC, has been established to start to issue identity cards to British and foreign nationals, including EEA citizens working in sensitive roles or locations, starting with airport workers in the second half of 2009. The initial rollout will be to prospective airside workers and will improve the pre-employment checks processes. Joining us now is Andrew Dent, Director and Senior Responsible Owner for QUIC. Andrew, can you explain what QUIC is?
Yes, Aideen. It's a set of pre-employment checks, right to work, nationality and criminal records checks. It's a single service that we aim to deliver in 10 working days to those who work airside in the restricted zone at airports.
Why is it being introduced?
It enables us to issue an identity card to those who pass the pre-employment checks, and with that identity card the new prospective employee will be able to obtain an airside pass and then take up their new job.
How does QUIC fit in with the National Identity Scheme?
These are the first identity cards for British citizens issued in the second half of 2009. It's a managed approach to issuing the first identity cards, and it will involve the whole of the organisation, not least the operational business, who will be designing the processes and delivering them from the first day.
The IPS Interview Office network is almost complete, with nearly all of the 68 offices around the country up and running. We've carried out over 69,000 interviews over the last 12 months, and feedback from the public has been positive. Carl Heroy Grant, Interview Officer at the London office, explained his experience so far.
Well, here at the Interview Office Network of London, which is one of the largest offices in the UK, we do roughly about 350 people a day here to be interviewed. And one of the good aspects about being here is that we have such a broad spectrum of diversity in different cultures and religions, which makes it a very interesting place to work. Also, at the same time, we're also at the forefront of safeguarding identity. The average day here, it could be quite varied. You could be in reception or being in one of the interview booths, but on the average day here, when obviously the public come through the doors at reception, we could have interpreters here in the interview booths. There's always different aspects to every individual sort of interview, and we have to adapt to the applicant or the customer's needs. The efficiency of the process is very good. It works like clockwork. An applicant will come into reception, they're greeted in a friendly and a customer-focused environment. Remember, they're a little bit nervous, so we need to put them at ease. And obviously when they come down to the interview booth, the whole thing is managed very well, very efficiently. And as the process has gone on from when we first did the interviews and at reception to what it is now, it runs absolutely smoothly. And the public have taken on board to it. They've been absolutely fine with it, and a lot of them actually agree with what we are doing.
The IPS Intranet Exchange has been in operation for 2 years and provides us with a digital communication system which enables you to access the latest information quickly and easily. IPS News spoke to Sam Thompson, Intranet Manager, about how to use it.
Well, generally the feedback we've received about Exchange has been quite positive, but I'd just like to take this opportunity to remind people how easy it is to actually search for items on Exchange. The Google search can be found at the top of every page, and as you can see here, just by search for the NIS delivery plan, it comes top of the list, and this is actually quite common for most search criteria that people use. We're continually looking to improve Exchange. We're anxious to hear your feedback. You can access the online feedback form by the top of every page of Exchange, as you can see here, and once we've received the feedback from you, we'll get back to you.
And finally, following an appointment made by the Queen, IPS Chief Executive James Hall has been appointed Registrar General for England and Wales. He becomes the 18th Registrar General since the civil registration of births, deaths and marriages began in England and Wales in 1837. David Buckley, Executive Director of the General Register Office, is the Deputy Registrar General. The General Register Office, based in Southport, became a part of IPS on the 1st of April. Well, that's all for this month. Join us again in June for another edition of IPS News. Until then, from me, Aidan Kennedy, take care.